My country people, Nigeria wahala don make Tinubu gbase. In fact, the man say he no gree for Nigeria this year. He no gree for you, no gree for me. He say, I beg, he wan go take care of himself. Because as we dey hear right now, they say condition dey deteriorate. The guy quick run go France to go see doctor. They say, yeah, where you buying doctor? The doctor they call and say, oh yeah, man, come and look, come and check yourself, your condition, the way I'm looking at you, it get as they be. Hey, my country people. They say Tinubu don't tire for Nigeria, so just they talk so. Nothing will be say the man never use. Every strategy we don't use, it be like say the thing they make sense. That fuel subsidy way in talk say it has been removed. That be the genesis of Tinubu problem. And right now, we don't know where they go. We don't know where they come. Then the naira they devalue every day. There is no way forward. It be like say the more that they give us the news, say Nigeria don't better or it go better, the more things they go worse. My country people. As they try to wrap our head around all this matter, now they will come to hear say the US contact Tinubu led Nigerian government say make it implement the NSAS reports. Now remember say they no give any better thing concerning that report. All wetin they give now lie. Tell me, how Nigerians, especially the youth, want to forgive wetin they do that time. It go hard, my country people. As our costi bolofo, we call the year say they want move the Federal Capital Territory go Lagos, and they want still move the aviation go Lagos. Now there the Nigeria people come to talk say the one we see belong to us, still move and come our side now. Edo people now a ladian. Okay ma, what we give ma? Wanna see give us our own. All states they talk say, oh yeah, gonna give my own, give me my own, my country people. Everybody don't they drag with it belong to Rambo because nobody believe in the one Nigeria again. So this thing can cause very strong opinion. We be say the whole media can they shake when they hear say they want move the Federal Capital Territory from Abuja to Lagos. Now they will come the year say the senator where they represent Bonu South Senatorial District, where they call Ali Udume, come talk say now all those year politicians where Tinubu they parade they go as the boys, then they mislead them. If not be then they mislead them. Tinubu no go they open him mouth, they talk with TB say it the pepper for EA, my country people. Is it a misinformation, advice we no good? Then they give Tinubu, wait Tinubu go your wake up. You go yours give us say this one is removal, that one is replace. I beg, I don't feel go bite my tongue, Jerry. English too, So now so we come they talk and say, this thing it get as it be. Person go your they not get what of your own. You go your wake up one, they begin they take a decision. Decision now they make all the ministers come become thief. All of them they chop money like say that they chop paper. To the extent, so they call like a conversation come and say my life is at risk for exposing powerful figures involved in illegal mining. Oga, you sure? Hey, as we they try to wrap our head around this one though, now that man where they call Onanuga. Come out, come talk say Tinubu not talk say he want move FCT go Lagos, so he no want move anything as he be now so he be. You know say when something they talk something not go well with them, like not be as they expect and Nigeria no embrace them. Then the next thing they come begin to debunk them. When they talk say Nigerians they lie, all those media reporters where they lie, especially Arise TV. Now they carry fake news. Now they come they find where they want land the fault upon. How the information say leak? Now be the first question maybe see me one ask. When I come they come and come they debunk and say Tinubu not talk say one move any Federal Capital Territory from Abuja to Lagos. Say now where it day next day. Because now say una bring the plan come and people not buy and then the next now begin the debunk am. My country people, the question they would they ask. How come the rumor it would spread? Because they see and say FCT don't become very hot place. So it be say kidnappers and Boko Haram don't plenty where. So they look and say people are no longer safe there again compared to Lagos where see they better off. So that's what they were thinking, and that was why they suggested it. Now it be say the news your quick fly like wildfire. My country people, as they talk now, FCT they hot from the very first day we be say this man Wike take come they make threats. Say he go deal with those people now. They go know say man he is in charge of FCT. They say from that very day, the thing can be times 100. My country people who are really behind this thing, kidnappers and Boko Haram, we are still here to unfold all those stories. But now this one, I can make our first lady, whether they call Remi Tinubu, come talk, say, make they intensify prayers, say, because the insecurity where they face the country, say, it too plenty. Immediately, Peter Obi fire her. He say how much Nigerian leaders care about insecurity is how much close it gets to the Abuja mansion. Now, they don't see him say the Abuja with the day so. You know they safe again right now. They move up and down, they feed jets because they know say waiting he reach poor man house. He go definitely visit the rich man. But the only thing, I be say, it will take time.
With reactions to the visit of U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, who met with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Tuesday and assured Nigerians of the United States' readiness to partner with and invest in the Nigerian economy. Blinken, who is on an African tour, made the remarks at the presidential villa, adding that Nigeria offers real, clear, and competitive opportunities for investors, but however noted that tackling corruption will make it easier for companies to repatriate capital, which is essential for attracting foreign investments.
I'm here in Nigeria at President Biden's behest, and earlier this week we were in Cabo Verde, in Cote d'Ivoire, and we'll be going on to Angola, because we share that conviction. Africa has shaped our past. It is shaping the present. It will shape our future. Now, Nigeria offers real, clear, compelling opportunities for investors. At the same time, I think it's no secret that there remains some long-term challenges that need to be overcome to really unlock the full potential. Tackling corruption, making it easier for foreign companies to repatriate capital, these will all pull in a transformative direction and pull in transformative direction investment.
Well, all right, Ayo, this is a loaded statement. Although he, applauded the president for, his great strides in his reforms, removing subsidy and all of that. But there are a lot of Nigerians that have questioned this statement in terms of what it is that they want from Nigeria. Yeah. But obviously, you know that they will question. But let me take this Harris tweet. He wrote, "The U.S. travel advisory is saying otherwise, discouraging U.S. citizens from coming to Nigeria, citing security reasons. I hope the sudden turnaround is not connected to the forthcoming U.S. elections. You can never really trust these guys, though it's a welcome development." Obviously, you know that there's elections going on. There's always so many reasons for foreign countries to partner with others.
I mean, absolutely. And the truth is that when it comes to diplomatic relations, especially from the U.S. perspective, it's always U.S. first. So when they go into countries, of course, that's when people begin to speculate why the interest in the particular country. But what we've seen in recent times, particularly following the coups in some parts of the region, is that we've seen other countries like Russia capitalize on the unrest in this part of the continent, and so have tried to make an inroad into the continent. In Niger, following the coup in Niger, Russia, they've aligned with Russia following the ousting of President Bazoum. They have, tried to form alliance with Niger, and of course the U.S. is rightly worried, and so they're also finding ways to establish their own inroad into the continent. And he said it during his speech that they've identified Nigeria being the largest economy in Africa, being the frontier when it comes to business in Africa. He spoke the right words, said the right things in terms of positioning as, to have trade partners with Nigeria, talked about the history of investments in Nigeria, over $300 million in the last few years, also promising a further $54 million to help, investments in Nigeria and other parts of the West African continent. And also talking about training our military personnel. So highlighting the partnership, almost saying that we have been in partnership for a long time. We are allies. Don't forget that. Do not open doors to others, perhaps. So this is a very strong statement by the U.S. Secretary of State coming in to say that we are still partners. We are still quite present on the African continent. But beyond that is what Nigeria then should look at as to what then is our own benefit. Because if the U.S. is U.S. first, Nigeria must also be Nigeria first. Mm-hmm. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Toga, had said the right things in terms of positioning Nigeria properly and having a more prominent seat and role at the UN Security Council. Right things to be said. He talks about trade, the U.S. Looking at opportunities to boost and support our military efforts, especially with this administration's commitment to fighting insecurity. Cultural tourism as well. He's visiting Lagos today, and some cultural spots in Lagos he would visit. I think those are really important conversations to have. Yeah. But in terms of skeptical elections, I'm not sure if he had ties to the elections more than okay, we're coming in, let's not allow, the coups that have happened in recent times to open doors to other non-allies of the U.S. to take to have a foothold in the continent. But Nigeria must also put Nigeria first and ensure that as the U.S. is positioning itself, we also position ourselves to benefit from this interest in our nation. I
really liked his warning and talking about tackling corruption and especially insecurity, like Harry highlighted in his tweet. The U.S. advisory is telling the United States citizens not to come to Nigeria because of the, heightened insecurity. I think, like you rightly said, we need to tackle our own problems. It is such an important warning, and it's, like I said, it's a loaded statement for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We'll take another story. Following up on the recent kidnappings in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has said that it is impossible to stop crime in Nigeria or anywhere, adding that politicians who are hell-bent on making sure that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government will fail are responsible for the heightened tensions and the alarm raised over insecurity in the FCT.
Some of these things are political.
This one.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. The so-called alarm. You don't know. Let me tell you, some politicians are bent on making sure the government does not survive. And how do you do it? By creating unnecessary tension, by carrying propaganda that something just happened there. They tell you it has happened 25 times. You must understand how our system works. There are those who are blackmailers who are paid. They are paid. Tell me, how am I going home on a Friday? Do you understand what I'm saying? How does it affect you not taking security serious?
They say you're distracted, and that's what
distracted what?
By reverse politics.
What is the politics? So the only time the kidnapping is when I'm not around on Saturday. So they don't kidnap Monday to Friday when I'm around. So these are the things we tell you. So you now see that is political, that is propaganda. I've told you, you cannot stop total crime. Let one person tell me, as a professional, as an expert, that there's anywhere in this world where there's zero crime. Tell me where.
Well, in the meantime, the chairman of Ikwere local government area of Rivers State, Samuel Nwanosike, was seen in a viral video accusing the governor of the state, Sim Fubara, of not achieving anything as governor of the state since he took over from Wike on May 29th, describing him as a foolish governor. He also alleged that Fubara is the one sponsoring kidnappings in the FCT.
I told the chairman of our party that the only way that you can stop me from talking is when the likes of Chijoke sent by Similai Fubara to stop insulting Wike. When they insult Wike, I will insult Fubara. So today, Fubara is a foolish governor. He's not a new governor. He's a foolish governor. Because since he took office, May 29, he has done nothing for Rivers people. Then the way so when he took office, from the first of office, started Operation Zero Port Hold. From there, he started doing projects. Then the way so in the first 3 months in office, he put over the internal road. Fubara should tell us, what project has he done? Other than carrying our money and paying bribe to insult Wike, he's paying people to go and tell Abuja that Wike is playing politics in Rivers State, that they are doing kidnapping in Abuja. It means that Fubara is part of those supporting the kidnapping in Abuja because he wants to Wike to leave office. Let's go with only office. Foul!
All right, political insecurity, and now Fubara is the one sponsoring kidnappers. Over to you, Rufai.
I think the recklessness of politicians have become so insensitive in this country.
Absolutely.
And I think this politician, this local government chairman, should apologize to the Nabena family, a girl that came out with a first class, that ought to be having a convocation 3 days from now, I hear, on the 27th, but was killed by kidnappers. I think it's a big indictment on this politician, and he should check and examine himself. How more are we going to bring the issue of politicking into things? You're not even stating the fact. Say Fubara has not done anything. That's a lie. Fubara commissioned the hospital that I saw with my eyes. It was live on television. Also, Governor Wike, because of his own interest, had made the state ungovernable for the man. You can see that which governor signs the budget into law, and they're now saying, the court is saying, go back and resign the budget. And the effrontery for a local government chairman to talk to a governor like this. Anyway, it is the Fubara that has put himself like that. You know, the Yorubas have a saying that something back be nishonle, dear maguri, Dr. Abati. It just means is that when you are already rock bottom, people that had no impetus to talk to you will mess you up. And that's what is happening. And a local government chair in a state where the governor is king has the effrontery to put all sorts of verbiage out against the governor. So it's Fubara's fault, and that's why we keep telling him, if you don't stand tall, you get insults. Secondly, as regards Governor Wike, I put it to you, you've been so distracted with Rivers State that you've not. And you've been found wanting in paying attention to what is happening. In Abuja, let's call it spade is made. Most weekends you are out. It took you how many days to set up the consultative forum that you had with the so-called communities as regards things were involved. And this is what a lot of people around are saying. Till date, the Labour Party senator of FCT struggled. She's not been able to see. She's been crying that she wants to see him. If for anything, discuss about what is happening. And I put it to Governor Wike, give us empirical facts. That is politicians that want to disrupt things. Those are the ones that are sending bandits to go and kidnap people. Didn't you hear the ransom they paid? Didn't you hear what the people went through? Why are you very insensitive like this to the plight of people? So for you to face and do what you ought to do, then you are blaming everything on politicians. Nobody out there is trying. If you have intelligence that politicians want to destabilize President Tinubu's administration, he who alleges must prove. We put it to you, give us the intelligence reports.
He who alleges must prove.
What is all of this?
The Department of State Services have debunked claims that the president of Miyetti Allah, Kotahore, Bello Bodejo, is in its custody. On Tuesday, reports began circulating that Bodejo was arrested by the DSS over the unveiling of a vigilante group in Nasarawa State last week. Bodejo had said that the Nomad Vigilante Group, which is made up of 1,144 Fulani youth selected from various communities in the 13 local government areas of the state, would assist security agencies in combating criminal activities in the north-central state. Well, Peter Afunaya, spokesperson of the DSS, in a statement on Tuesday evening, clarified that Bodejo was never arrested by the agency. Over to you, Ayo. You recall, I believe it was even just yesterday that this news began circulating that the army and the DSS barged into the headquarters of the Miyetti Allah to, arrest him. I mean, they said in the claim that the DSS had said that Miyetti Allah was not registered in the DSS or, any security agencies in line with the federal government rules of even unveiling a vigilante group such as this. This story has raised a lot of questions as to how is it possible that this same set of group of people are some of the people that have been, alleged or fingered into these types of terrorist acts in the north central states.
I think if the DSS doesn't have him in their custody, maybe they should invite him, because that's what we should be talking about.
Yeah.
It's quite surprising to hear that non-state actors have the boldness to create their own security architecture, be bold enough to release this, and then make statements that totally embarrasses the security agencies by saying that by doing this, they have lost confidence in the ability of the security agencies provided by the state to provide security. And I think that is what a key issue for me here. The fact and the boldness, because it's Miyetti Allah today. Other groups can then also come up. Tomorrow, what's a friend that is not happy anymore with the president? The singing Asari Dokubo would come. And that's what we've seen in recent times. And the fact that they've held or handled these things with kids' gloves means that more non-state actors have the boldness to come up like this. And very soon, they too might decide to brandish weapons and say that because we don't feel safe, we need to protect our own people. That's what you were saying, the reason for setting up this group. It needs to be investigated. The DSS has come out to say that they don't have him in his custody, so perhaps there's nothing, there for them to investigate. But I do believe that if not the DSS, then security agencies must do so. So whilst the IG of police, Kayode Egbetokun, is announcing his SIS, Miyetti Allah too is announcing their own group. So another group too. So it's just a free-for-all.
Absolutely.
We have emphasized on this show the importance of securing lives and property in Nigeria. And unfortunately, so far, this administration hasn't demonstrated the capacity to totally deal with the insecurity situation. However, they have made promises. We are hopeful. We're looking forward to them beyond saying the right things and making the right statements and launching new special intervention squads to actually deal with kidnapping, banditry, terrorists, and not some people who accuse themselves of being suspect being at the forefront of leading this charge.
Ayo, you have said it all. We have highlighted on this show how to tackle insecurity. Last week we talked about Femi Otedola adding 1 billion naira into that Lagos State Security Trust Fund. We also saw the Kaduna State Governor also unveiling the State Security Fund. Well, the Osun State Governor also, Ademola Adeleke, has directed the establishment of the State Security Trust Fund as part of efforts to secure lives and property of residents in the state. The governor said the fund will operate on a public-private partnership model in close collaboration with corporate organizations, business communities, industrialists, and critical stakeholders. Adeleke also stated that the fund, which will be deployed for the provision of material and logistic support for security operatives in the state, will be set up by a committee, which will include members of the security services with a view to proffering solutions to security challenges facing the state. I mean, last week we did talk about it. We have to encourage all state governors to try and emulate this model. It's a no-brainer. You get, the private sector to invest to try to help the security situation. Not this type of Miyetti Allah groups that are not recognized by the federal government. I mean, only last week, Dr. Bati talked about the fact that, we were all shouting when Boko Haram was, reintroduced into the society. Now we are hearing that the Nigerian Defense Headquarters is saying that they have released over 1,000 terrorists in Borno State from 2016 to 2022.
Oji, I fear for this country. And what I'm going to say this morning is instructive and seminal. A nation that is having too many militia is on the brink. We might not want to hear it, but it's the hard truth. And I'll segue into the editorial by The Economist. A nation that is having too many militia is on the brink. Miyetti Allah Kautahore. We remember, we know the antecedents of Miyetti Allah. We remember the wranglings and the back and forth. Remember what cattle breeders would normally face, or herders would normally face with farmers. And now they are going ahead to set up their own brigade of some sort. And they are putting those people out there, 1,000 of them, in the mix of things. Let us be careful the fire we are lighting in this country. Let us be careful. A country where you are having too many militia is failing as we speak. The government, the states, must have the autonomy and the strongest force of violence. That's what makes a state. If a state loses its capacity for violence and have the biggest autonomy of violence, then that state is not a state. And that's why that state cannot do what is stated in the Constitution, Section 14, providing security.
Absolutely.
We are having too many militias in Nigeria. Let us wake up.
Yeah.
This is BODTV Board. In case the first time you come here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more uploads.